You want to hear something that high achievers and very productive people have a really hard time doing? Actually, they see it as a good trait and as a positive trait, but deep down, there is a level of like self neglect happening there. So I'm going to be addressing this today and I'm going to tell you why. Okay. People who are high achievers and very, very productive. Like people who guard their time, like their life depends on it. They do not allow themselves to vent. They do not allow themselves to be angry, frustrated. They'll like feel something and then it's like, okay, time's up, let's move on. There's very little time to allow for emotional processing. And the reason is very simple. It's like, who's got time for that? I've got more important things to do. I've got my life to live. I've got things to achieve. I've got a whole to-do list. Who's going to give me the time in the day to get upset at people, to get frustrated with people, or to vent or to get things off my chest? I don't have time for that. It's not productive. It's not going to give me any positive outcome. And so I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to entertain it, right? But at the same time, these emotions, they keep coming up. You know, our past resentment, it comes up in our dreams. It comes up when we're not doing anything. It comes up when we're relaxed. When we take a day off, these thoughts, they come up and we're like, I don't have time to deal with this. It's coming up again. It's so annoying. And here's the thing, when we don't deal with these emotions, they come up when we least expect it to, and they don't just go away on its own. And here's the thing I want you to know about processing emotions. We don't process emotions because they're productive. Like, we don't get any tangible outcome out of processing our emotions. We don't get a detailed report. We don't get like a thing checked off our to do list when we rant to our friends and just ask them to hold space for us. But what we do get is, ugh, wow, that rant session felt so good. I just let all of that off my chest and it felt so good. That was exactly the relief that I needed. Now I have the clarity to keep going. You get your time back. You get your energy back because you're no longer suppressing that emotion that's inside of you. It keeps wanting to come up. And it comes up always when you're just relaxing, when it's not convenient, when you're spending time with family. It comes up when you're with your in laws. It gets triggered again, and you're like, oh, it's this emotion again. I hate feeling this way. I hate that I don't have time to deal with this, but I just don't have time for it. But that's the narrative you keep telling yourself. You keep telling yourself that this is not something that you need to deal with. And so you keep trying to move on with your life. But that's where you also neglect your own needs. Because emotional processing is not something you do to achieve something. It's not something you do to get something done. It doesn't move the needle. It doesn't push you forward. It doesn't move you towards your goals in the way that you think it does. But it's self care. It's the thing that you need to do when you feel like your emotions are like all the way up to here and you're not supposed to dump it on someone else or to explode in front of your family. And so you do it maybe in your own privacy, or maybe you do it in front of your best friends and you just ask them to hold space for you. That is self care. You do it because you want to take care of yourself. You do it because you care about your relationships. You don't want to explode in the office, in your own, in front of your family. You do it because you want to protect the relationships that you do care about. You do it because you want to protect the integrity of the relationship with yourself so that you can have clean, calm energy as you continue to keep going, so that you're not pent up. You don't have anything bottled up. This is energy hygiene. You don't do it for productivity. You do it for self care. You do it for mental hygiene, emotional hygiene, spiritual hygiene. It's like every once in a while, you just gotta detox. You gotta have that digital detox. You gotta detox your own mental and emotional space. And that's why you've gotta allow yourself to release some of the very strong emotions that you feel inside of you, even when it doesn't feel convenient, even when it doesn't feel productive. And I'm telling you, it is actually the most aligned thing to do because your emotions are going to find a way to leak into your life if you don't release it. Your emotions are always trying to find a way out. it is always trying to make it out of your system because it needs to be expressed. It needs to be channeled. The thing that's going to bring you to the highest alignment is actually to release your emotions, even if it feels counterproductive. Even if it's going to spend 20 minutes of your day to just call up a friend and say, hey, you know what? I really need you to hear this. You don't need to give me any solutions. I just want you to hold me because something happened at work and I need to talk about it. Like, that's just it. You don't get anything out of it. You don't get cash. You don't get coins. You don't get a gold star. But you get your emotions exiting your body because it feels so good to be seen and held. And my friends, that is what alignment looks like when emotions are stuck in your body and when you make a conscious choice to release it and let it go. So you don't have to believe in anything that I say, but if any of this resonated with you at all, let me know it down in the comments below, and I would love to hear from you.